Hi, good morning everyone. I am K. Venkateshwara Rao, working as Assistant Professor in Narasam Reddy Engineering College. Okay, today our topic is Hall effect from the semiconductor unit. Okay, in this session we are going to see the definition, or we can say what is Hall effect, and what are the applications of Hall effect, right? Okay, let me start. Hall effect. Hall effect means when a current carrying semiconductor or conductor kept in transverse magnetic field, then an voltage developed mutually perpendicular to both current and magnetic field direction. This phenomenon is called Hall effect. It means when we take a semiconductor device and if we keep that semiconductor in magnetic field, that is perpendicular to the current direction. Right now, magnetic field direction and current direction are both perpendicular to each other. Then what happens? For these both mutual perpendicular, right? For these both in another perpendicular direction, for example, if you take 3 dimensions, current is passing in x direction, and we kept this in y direction, magnetic field direction is y, then in z directions voltage should be generated, right? These 3 coordinate axes, right? Let me see. So, okay, let me see. Now we are taking a semiconductor device. We are taking a semiconductor device. And this is semiconductor material, x direction, y direction, z direction. Right. Current is flowing in x direction. In this direction, current flowing. Okay. Now we kept this material in transverse magnetic. Means in this z direction, magnetic field. Magnetic field along z direction. Current is along x direction. Then along y direction, there should be some voltage generated. This voltage is said to be Hall voltage. For this, for example, if I say this is bottom face, this is top face, for these two we are connecting. For these two we are connecting a voltmeter. Voltmeter. So we can estimate the voltage through this voltmeter. Okay. X direction, current passing in x direction. This is magnetic field direction. These two are perpendicular. X is perpendicular to y, is perpendicular to z. Z is also perpendicular to x. That's why here what happening, just like Fleming left hand rule. Okay, like Fleming left hand rule. Okay, Fleming left hand rule. One is middle finger, direction of the current, right? And showing this finger, that is the direction of the magnetic field, and thumb, mutual perpendicular, thumb, this is the direction of the voltage. Okay, let me see. Okay, so this Hall effect was developed by E.H. Hall. This Hall effect was developed by E.H. Hall in 1879, right? So from this, okay, this Hall effect works on the principle of Fleming left hand rule. Right on the screen you are seeing that Fleming left hand rule. So earlier I explained you, and the statement of this Fleming left hand rule is, or it states that if the first 3 fingers of the left hand are stretched mutual perpendicular, I have shown already, to each other in such a way that the 4th finger is along the magnetic field, middle finger is along current, and then direction of the thumb shows the current, sorry, voltage. Okay, right? This is what we have seen in Hall effect. Okay. Now, what is use of this Hall effect? So from this Hall effect, we can estimate we can decide the type of the semiconductor. It means from this we can see the Hall coefficient. If Hall coefficient is negative, then we can say that is N-type semiconductor. And if Hall coefficient is positive, then we can say that is P-type semiconductor. So first one, determination of type of semiconductor, what I mentioned here. RH is the Hall coefficient here. If that is positive, then that semiconductor is P-type. If RH is negative, then that is N-type semiconductor. And we can estimate the carrier concentration. That is number of carriers per unit volume. The calculation of carrier concentration. Right? And also we can estimate conductivity also. If you know carrier concentration, then we can estimate conductivity also. Right? In detail we can see here. Now, let's consider a semiconductor specimen. Right? In x direction, the current flowing in x direction, correct? In z direction, magnetic field. Next, in y direction, voltage generated. This voltage is known as Hall voltage. Right? Now, how can we get the Hall coefficient value? For that, I am doing some mathematical treatment. Let us consider in this situation, right? The magnetic force is equal to magnetic field induction, right? Drift velocity, okay, and charge of electron. And this Hall electric field is equal to EH. So this is the Hall electric force. EH is all electric field. Force is EH. Generally we know that electric force F is equal to E into E. But here where E is electric field intensity, here Hall field intensity. And these two are both These two are both are equal and opposite direction. These two are equal and opposite direction. That's why both EH is equal to minus BEVD. Okay, BEVD. Okay, now E is charge of electron, and there also E charge of electron get cancelled. Then EH is equal to minus BVD. Where V is drift velocity here. E is drift velocity. B is magnetic field induction. Right? EH is Hall electric field. Right? But we know that Hall electric field EH is equals to VH by D. Right? Hall electric field EH is equal to VH, all voltage. Right? D is width of the semiconductor is equal to minus BVD. This is drift velocity. Correct? Drift velocity. Now the relation between drift velocity and current density is drift velocity is current density per total charge. By substituting these two values, drift velocity value and EH values in the above equation, we can write VH by D is equals to minus B J by NE. Right? Now VH, Hall voltage, right? J by NE is equal to minus VH by D by B, right? Okay, from this 1 by Ne is equal to minus VH by JB D. So here what is 1 by Ne? This is Hall coefficient. Hall coefficient RH is equals to minus VH by JBD. Right? Hall coefficient RH is equals to 1 by Ne. Hall coefficient RH is equal to 1 by Ne, or right, VH JB. This is current density, magnetic induction, width of the substance. This is Hall coefficient. If Hall coefficient is positive, this is what is VH? Hall voltage. We can estimate this Hall voltage using this voltmeter, right? And what is the magnetic induction? We are only keeping semiconductor in magnetic field. That's why this is also known value, right? What is this J? Current density. That is I by A, current per unit area cross section. Right? Current carrying. That's why we can measure current also. Area cross section. We can take length and breadth. By taking that, we can estimate the current density also. Width of the sample. By substituting all these, we can estimate Hall coefficient. Correct? So from this, if you got negative, then we can get that is N-type semiconductor. If you got positive value, then that is P-type semiconductor. Okay? Thank you. So this is about the Hall effect, and how can we measure the type of the, how can we say the type of the semiconductor, and how can we estimate Hall coefficient. From this, so if you know Hall coefficient value, then Hall coefficient RH is equal to 1 by Ne. By getting Hall coefficient value, then we can estimate the carrier concentration N value. Correct? If you know N value, then we can estimate conductivity. Sigma is equal to Ne into mu V.